Hey guys, it's Shadowardy here, and I have a 6th gen Pokemon ORAS Wi-Fi battle here for you today. This is going to be an RU match, so definitely leave an extra like for that because I cannot tell you how hard RU matches are to find. I've been looking everywhere. I really want to play RU, and there's just not that many people that like to play RU, but I do have a challenge here today against Striker, and this is a really cool match, so hopefully you guys will enjoy. So looking at the team preview, I got a Mega Steelix here, and it's a pretty cool Pokemon. It's got Stealth Rocks, it's my offensive set. I have investments in HP and attack. I'm an Adamant Nature, and Mega Steelix is a really tough Pokemon. So it's going to be a huge benefit for me, my Mega Steelix, because he's got a Magneton, which is 4 times weak to the ground attack, so that's going to be really awesome. I've also got a specially defensive ORAS. This is Pokemon's mainly to take hits from his Magneton and his Reuniclus. But then again, I do carry Thunder Wave on it, so I can slow down Pokemon like Sock and his Rapidash and Braviary if I really need to. But then again, my Auroras does not want to take any physical type attacks because it doesn't have the best physical defense in the world. Looking at my next Pokemon, I've got a Bulk Up Gogoat. This thing is a really fun set to use. I really don't use Gogoat way too often, so it's really fun to see what he can do. I've got a physically defensive standard Weezing with Will-O-Wisp and all that stuff. And I've also got, now this Tangrowth set is actually really interesting. This Tangrowth set is an Assault Vest set. Most people like to run the physical set. I like to run Assault Vest, max HP, max special attack, and with the Modest Nature. So it's a really cool set. And my final Pokemon is a Delphox, and I'm actually carrying a Flame Orb on it with Switcheroo just to mess up some sets, some physical attackers. I know it's a little weird because, what's it called? What's this thing? The Delphox gets Will-O-Wisp anyway, but I like to just run Flame Orb just to catch people off guard. People won't see it coming, and I can steal their item, and it's really fun to do that. So it's kind of nice to mess with their heads. Looking at his team possible threats, I'm kind of scared of that Braviary and that Rapidash because I have two Grass Pokemon, the Tangrowth and the Gogoat, both weak to the fire and the fire and the flying typing, so that's going to be a little bit scary. He's also got a Reuniclus, and I'm going to assume these things carry Calm Mind because Calm Mind is very bulky. It's going to be a little bit tricky to take down. The only dark type move I have on this team is my Tangrowth's knockoff, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem, but hopefully his Reuniclus is a specially defensive set where a knockoff would do a ton of damage. He's also got Magneton, which I'm assuming is Choice Scarf. I see a lot of Choice Scarf Magnetons in RU, but we'll definitely have to find out what set this Magneton is. Next Pokemon is a Sock, and Socks are mostly choiced in some way, either banded or scarfed, so if his Magneton is scarfed, I'm going to assume that his Sock is banded. And his final Pokemon is the Tangrowth, and like I said before, I have my own Tangrowth. It could be a physical set, or it could be an Assault Vest set. I also have seen some Choice Spec sets, so I'll have to watch out for that as well. So why don't we get started with this match? So I'm actually going to lead off with my Mega Steelix. Well, not my Mega Steelix, my regular Steelix, but I can Mega Evolve on the first turn, as he's going to lead off with his Braviary, and I actually do not decide to Mega Evolve on the first turn. I actually decide to just go straight for the Rock Slide because this thing probably carries Superpower, and I want to deal as much damage as possible. However, I don't want my Steelix to die as a result. That's why I didn't Mega Evolve on this turn. So I go for the Rock Slide as he goes for Superpower. That does a crazy amount of damage. Luckily, it doesn't kill me. Of course, it can't because I do carry Sturdy. That's why I did not Mega Evolve. I go for the Rock Slide. It does a ton of damage. Unfortunately, it's not enough to kill. And if I find out that this Braviary is Life Orb. On the next turn, I actually decide to Mega Evolve now with my Sturdy gone. And I actually decide to go for the Rocks, hopefully hoping that he would just go for another Superpower, because I knew that I could probably take the Superpower because Mega Steelix has a little bit more defense than the regular Steelix. So that's going to be really awesome for me as he does lower his attack, and I pretty much get a free turn to set up my rocks. Well, not really a free turn, but my Steelix almost does go down, so I do set up rocks as a result, though. Now I'm going to make a pretty good play. I'm going to go into my Tangrowth now to take another Superpower, or any move at this point, because this Braviary is at -2 because of all that consecutive Superpowers that he went for. He goes for another Superpower, and I can take this relatively well. It does like 20% damage. I'm completely fine with that. And the Life Orb recoil is going to kill that Braviary, so that's a huge threat out of the way. And now I can pretty much heal back this HP with my Tangrowth because I do carry that Regenerator ability, so once I switch out, I'll pretty much get all that HP back. as he's going to go into the Rapidash now, and I really don't know what to expect from this Rapidash. I am happy that it does take quite a bit of Stealth Rock damage, so that's going to be really awesome for me. I actually decided to go into Carl the Weezing because I can pretty much take any hit he wants to go for. He does go for the Flare Blitz, and this is going to do a crazy amount of damage, almost 50%. And that's going to be a little bit unfortunate for me, but Recoil is going to rack up. I'm definitely going to assume that that's Choice Banded damage, but we'll see later on in the match. He's now going to pull a switch now, go into the Reuniclus. I'm guessing he was predicting the Sludge Bomb. It really doesn't matter what attack he was predicting because his Reuniclus is especially defensive anyway. So now he can pretty much set up a Calm Mind or anything that he wants to do. And I'm a little bit scared right now, so I'm going to go into my Tangrowth now. I can take a potential hit from this thing because, like I said, I am Assault Vested. So I actually am predicting a Calm Mind here or any other move he wants to go for. He just goes to the Calm Mind, and again, that's really scary, but I do carry Knockoff, so hopefully a Knockoff can kill this thing at this range of HP. So I'm going to go for the Knockoff, knock off his item. He does have leftovers, so that's going to be quite unfortunate, but hopefully the Knockoff can kill, because if the Knockoff kills, I'm in a great position right now. I go for the Knockoff. It doesn't do as much damage as I hoped it to do, but then again, it still does quite a bit of damage. He then goes for the Psyshock, and that's going to do quite a bit of damage, but Tangrowths are physically have quite a bit of physical offensive bulk. So I can take the Psyshock, and he actually gets a crit, and then I pay him back right away as I go for my own Earthquake, and I get my own crit. So hacks for hacks there. I don't think my crit mattered, though, as he brings in the Sock now, and I really have no reason to stay in right now. He probably has Ice Punch or some other move that he wants to go for. I cannot stay in. I have to go to my Weezing right now, but I actually decided to go into my Gogoat. Actually, no, not my Gogoat. I actually decided to go into my Steelix. Pretty much as death fodder here, as I wanted to see what move he wanted to go for. He does indeed go for the Ice Punch, and if you guys notice, this Sock actually doesn't carry the Mold Breaker. That's going to be a little bit important later on in the match. Just keep that in mind. So he does go for Ice Punch. I now pretty much have a free switch into my Delphox now, and I actually decide to go for the Switcheroo. Unfortunately, he brings in the Rapidash, as I'm going to steal his Choice Band, and he's going to take my Flame Orb, which isn't really going to benefit me at all. It's actually going to hurt me a lot more than it helps me. But I do get rid of this Rapidash's Choice Band item, so that's going to be a little bit awesome, but I am locked into a move, and I don't want to take any potential hit he wants to go for. However, he did take quite a bit of a risk, because his Rapidash did take a ton of Stealth Rock damage, which I'm completely fine with. As he goes to Flare Blitz, it's still going to do quite a bit of damage. It does a little bit less than before, because I did take away his Choice Band. And now at this point, this Rapidash pretty much has no HP left, and one more Flare Blitz is going to take him out. So I actually decided to go into my ORAS. I can't take a Flare Blitz too well, but I mean, this Rapidash will go down after this Flare Blitz. So it does quite a bit of damage. It does like 50%, and the Rapidash is going to go down. So that's going to be a huge threat. I did take down the Braviary, and I did take down the Rapidash. So two Pokemon that hurt my Grass types quite well out of the way. That's going to benefit me greatly. He now brings in a Sulk, and a close combat is way too obvious, so I'm just going to go into my Weezing pretty much just to absorb any hit he wants to go for. But a close combat is the most likely hit coming, so... Actually, no, I go into Gogoat here. I'm actually not sure what I was predicting here. I think I thought I could set up on this thing. He actually goes for the Earthquake, and that's not going to do quite a bit of damage. I'm not really sure why he went for Earthquake, because I had a Weezing, so not really the smartest play on my opponent's part. But I do bring in my Gogoat, and I can pretty much now set up a free bulk up. That's going to be quite awesome for me. And now I'm sitting at +1 right now. And I actually decided to stay in because I didn't think this Magneton could hurt me that much. Because unless he has HP Fire, he's not taking me down. So I actually end up outspeeding this Magneton, which is a little bit strange, I thought. Because Magnetons have more base speed than my Gogoat. And my Gogoat only has some speed investment. So he brings in the Tangrowth now, and I really can't do anything to this Tangrowth, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to be forced to switch. I'm going to lose my +1, but it's all good. I actually just decided to go into my Auroras. I really pretty much I want to sack him at this point with that Magneton now dead with the Earthquake that I killed him earlier. Really, at this point, my Auroras, I really don't need it anymore. I can just go for the Freeze Dry or Thunder Wave or anything if I want to. I actually decided to just go straight for the Thunder Wave. Really, I wanted to see if he'd switch. He actually decides to stay in. I mean, it's fine. It's not the worst situation in the world. I kind of hoped I would catch something else on the switch, but I'm not really going to complain there. The Tangrowth is slow anyway, so the Thunder Wave isn't going to matter too much, but I can probably have my opponent take some Parahex whenever. I actually make a smart play now. He does go for the Giga Drain, and I do go for the Encore. Now, this was a smart play on my part because now with him locked into Giga Drain, I can pretty much bring in my Delphox now, and since I resist the Giga Drain, I can just go straight for the Fire Blast. Really, it's my best play. If he wants to bring in the Sock, he's going to take quite a bit of damage. So, there's really no point for me to go for the Psyshock because Tangrowths are physically bulky, so Psyshocks might not kill if he decides to stay in. He realizes his best play is really just to stay in and take this Fire Blast, and that is going to kill him. I do get a crit. Not sure if it mattered. If he was Assault Vested, it might have mattered, but if he was physically defensive, that crit most likely did not matter. So his final Pokemon is the Sock, and I'm actually going to switch and leave my Weezing in as Death Fodder, as he actually goes for the Earthquake again. He does carry the... He doesn't carry the Mold Breaker, as it turns out, so he can't even hit my Weezing. So pretty much this is my game at this point because he's really locked into Earthquake now, and he really can't do anything. I actually decided to just go for the Will-O-Wisp because I really wanted to see, just on the slight off chance that he wasn't choiced, but then again, Will-O-Wisp was my best play. So really at this point, he realizes that he's locked into Earthquake. There's no way he can win this match, and he's just going to decide to forfeit. So that was going to be a 4-0 victory in my favor. So that was a pretty good match. My opponent did make some questionable plays, but it was still a pretty good match, and hopefully you guys did enjoy today's match. If you did, definitely leave a like if you enjoyed, and thank you guys for watching today's video, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace, guys.